Hello and welcome to Zigwheels. Today we are here with the TVS Ronin. And this is, well, what is it? We've been wondering about that for some time. Is it a cruiser? And recent leaks made us wonder whether it was a Scrambler. And well, here it is. What do you think about it? This side view kind of tells you what it's all about, right? Are you clear what it is? Well, probably not, because TVS themselves say that this is a motorcycle that fits into no format. It's taking different elements from different categories and, well, not a sport bike for sure, but it is looking at being a classic in some ways, it's looking at being a cruiser in some ways, and a little bit of scrambler elements in that sense. So this is a retro style motorcycle, especially here on this top end variant that we've got here, which gets these pretty cool details in terms of the way the paint treatment is, this yellow stripe running through, and the TVS horse I think looks particularly good here, and it reminds me of a particular Italian motorcycle. I think you all know which one. You can tell me what it is in the comments. But first and foremost, about the category and how it's mixing things up, let's look at that fork angle. It's kind of cruiserish over there. If you look at the tires, they've got a scramblerish element about them. And then if you look at the way the motorcycle ergonomics are set up, it feels fairly standard in that sense, right? So you know what it's kind of mixing up. It's kind of trying to give you the best of both worlds, to give you the charm of a retro or a classic in that sense, a scrambler, but at the same time give you the convenience and the practicality of something that's easy to ride every day. Now we're just going to take a close-up look at the motorcycle, about the different aspects of it. Here is the headlamp with the T logo. A lot of us thought that the name would be starting with a T maybe because of this, but that's just a design element here. And of course you've got LED headlamps, high beam, low beam, all of that, and you've got this fender. It's an interesting design in that sense because you've got the brace underneath, and of course you've got the fender sitting on top of that. A very nice, you know, multi-part design, floating elements, which makes it look cool. The tires, of course, from TVS. These are the Remoras, specifically designed for this motorcycle. And guys, say hi to Vikas Yogi. He's been featuring in many of our videos, and a lot of you have commented. I'm a big fan of his, okay? So just letting you know, I would love to hold the camera for him, but I'm busy right now. So Alright, there we go. So this is basically the cross function in terms of the engineering of it, but in terms of design, we'll take a quick look once again all around the motorcycle. You're going to see a lot of cladding around it. I'm going to just show you here around the engine. You've got little bits which seem like extras in that sense. You can see this little bit of cladding around the swing arm, and you can see that chunky exhaust. We'll listen to the exhaust note a little bit later. The tail lamp, very simple design. LED again, you've got those turn indicators, and look at this, quite a large cover for the chain. And yes, it is a chain. Don't think that it's a belt drive. There you can see the chain inside. Looking at that, you might think that it's a belt. I don't know why I thought that looking at it, but that's essentially all the extra bits it's got on it. You can see this grab handle looks a little like a little bit of an afterthought in that sense, but it certainly feels very practical. And in terms of the basic protection, you've got a crash guard here as well. Now, what is this motorcycle? Let's get down into that. This is a 225cc engine. It is based on the engine. This platform that you look at over here is based on the RTR 200. It has the same bore, it's a longer stroke. The gearbox, all the basics are borrowed from there, because TVS say that's, you know, of course, a tried and tested platform, so it makes sense to go with that. And I think that's 100% spot on. That's an engine we enjoy for its stockiness, for its refinement, and its versatility. So they've taken that and reworked it massively. Now there are smaller things like, you know, like cooling for the head via oil cooling, which basically helps reduce temperature by 10 degrees, which is a huge gain, whether you want to believe that or not. We'll obviously ride it and see how it feels. Cooler temperatures means better performance, and in terms of performance, this has about 20 PS of power and 20 Newton meters of torque, and that might seem alright considering its rival, which I think internally TVS have pegged it against the CB350 Highness, which makes also about 21 PS of power. But keep in mind, this motorcycle weighs 160 kilograms, whereas the Highness is 181. So they've saved weight just about everywhere. Like if you look around this engine now, it doesn't have a starter motor as such. It has the integrated starter generator onto the magneto, which basically allows for smoother starts. It also helps improve efficiency. And talking about efficiency, no official numbers have been shared here right now, but it is expected that this is going to blow the competition out of the water on that front by as much as maybe 5 kilometers per liter, which is a big gain considering that TVS are saying that this will outperform its rivals as well. Who those rivals are exactly right now, the only one we've got the hang of is the CB350 Highness, but that in itself is also a good benchmark in that sense. A motorcycle that has more displacement, a bit more power, but they have gone to great lengths to make sure that the engineering at the detail level is strong. And when you ask them how have they managed to save weight, well, we were told by Babu-san, who heads the product development, said that weight has been saved just about everywhere. Now we're going to take a quick look at it here from the handlebar. You can see this instrument cluster, which is quite large. I don't know if you can make out that here in the video. So I'm going to keep my palm next to it. It's quite a large display, and it's got a whole bunch of information here. Apart from speed, it's got the connectivity features also, and you've got a phone here which shows you the Smart Connect app, which is specifically here for the Ronin, and it gives you lots of details. It has, of course, one second. It's also got voice assist, right? So you can get navigation going using voice assist. There's a demo here if we want to try down, but I'm not going to do that just now. Just quickly show you around what it's got. And aside from that, you've got your ride modes as before. Here right now it's in urban. There's rain, and the brake ABS functioning also changes accordingly. Let's take a look at the rear view mirrors. Nice stalks here, feels sturdy and strong. Really nice cast alloy pieces, very good that way, right? So I'm going to ask Arjun to hop on now and give us a sense of what it's like in terms of ergonomics, right? So right from the dead side, there you go. You can see it's feet forward, bars are nice and high up. I think it looks pretty convenient from a everyday use point, or even for long distance rides. I've just changed the lens so that the distortion is lesser, so you get a better sense of the size of the motorcycle as well. And to point out, these are 17-inch rims that the Ronin is on, not 19s or 18s, right? Which kind of sets the proportions of the motorcycle. So if you're thinking that it's a little small in that sense, that's where it starts. It's the base of the motorcycle, so to speak. Now I'm going to ask Arjun to start up the engine so we can also hear the exhaust note. You heard that smooth start. Can you switch it off once again? When I tell you please start, but notice now how smoothly it starts up because of that integrated starter generator. Go. Yeah. There's no jump up in revs because the ISG is on the crank, and it basically allows the bike to start at lower revs. All helps in improving efficiency. Can you rev it up slightly? There you go. That's the exhaust now. All right. Thanks so much. Just to quickly show you around the motorcycle in terms of its hardware, you've got a rear disc brake, you've got a monoshock, and of course, I'm going to come around to the front. This golden piece of hardware, we haven't spoken about that. This is a Showa. It's a big piston fork setup, upside down forks. So this is pretty solid hardware, and TVS say that this is going to feel stable because it's got a massive wheelbase. This is longer than the Highness even. It is longer, much longer than the classic 350. So in terms of stability, they say this is a stable motorcycle, but the geometry that they've got for the chassis and the front forks, you can see it's got an offset front. You can see that slightly sitting behind where the shocks are coming down. This is all to also improve how the motorcycle handles. So this is the TVS Ronin. It is trying to do something new. How does it work out? Right now, to me, it feels like a little bit confusing for me as a rider to perceive who would be interested in it. Would you be interested in it? Do let us know in the comments. It would be great to know and why. But this is a TVS, and with new TVS products we've seen, they've been engineered beautifully. They're great to ride. We're going to find that out really shortly. So stay tuned to Zigwheels. We'll definitely keep you posted on what this motorcycle is like to ride a little later on in this week. Thanks so much. Ciao.